Welcome back to the Base Movement School video series. We're in week 3 doing an intermediate power program. My name is John.
And I'm Jazz.
So today's power program, we're going to be working on some speed and agility type movements. So with that in mind, we're going to want to have a bit of rest between each of the sets so we can perform at a maximal intensity. So going to be a little bit of a change of pace from the strength program that we did earlier on in the week. So working with a little bit less reps per set, working on that speed of movement and be able to perform at that speed of movement each time. We're going to need a little bit of rest in between. So with that in mind, let's grab some equipment that you're going to need. We're going to need a ledge, we're going to need a wall, we're going to need a little bit of space. So find a nice area to set yourself up in. I'm going to be taking Jazz through today's program. Alright, so the warm-up we're going to be doing, we're going to be starting off with pogo jumps. So we're going to do 8 of these. So nice and quick, a little bit less of a knee bend than our counter movement jumps that we've done earlier. All that movement's coming through our ankles. We're going to do a second lot of 8. Nice and springy, as quickly off the floor as you can. Exercise number 2 is going to be a more dynamic movement. So we're doing a lateral bound with rotation. We're going to complete 4 of these. So 2 each way. So we're doing a lateral bound. We're pushing from one side to the other. As soon as we land, we're going to spring back up. We're going to rotate, land on 2 feet. Nicely done there. So just making sure that you're pushing your body where you want to go, getting that quick rotation, landing on 2 feet. Now we're going to be using a wall to work on our sprinting mechanics. So we're going to be doing wall drills with single movements and double movements. So hands in front of your chest, nice straight line through our whole body, hips are locked in on the balls of your feet. When I clap once, we're going to do a swap. When I go twice, we're going to do a quick double movement. So we'll start off a bit slower, we'll work our way up. Have a rest there. So you want to be really quick with that movement, making sure that we're getting that hip locked in. So we're not bent over, we want to get that nice hip extension as we call it. Let's go for a second set. Let's build up the speed a little bit. So we've got one leg up, balls of your feet. Couple more. Well done, have a rest there. The last warm-up activity we're going to be doing, we're going to be working on our single leg balance. And what we're going to be doing, we're going to be standing on one leg. So find your balance first, then we're going to reach forwards, back into the middle, out to the side, back in the middle, and then behind you. So we're going to go 3 times round of that sequence. Staying nice and controlled with your balance. And you're not dropping your weight to the side that you're reaching, you're just moving that foot behind you to the side of your own front. So always keeping your weight on the leg you're standing on. Once you've been through 3 times, you're going to change which foot we're standing on, and we'll go around. So what we can see, we're not leaning to one side, our chest is staying tall. And it's just our leg that's moving out in those directions. Slow and controlled. Once you've been through 3 times, you're going to go through a second time on each side. So not racing through this movement either, nice and slow and controlled. All about the balance. Trying to reach out a little bit further on that second set if you're feeling comfortable. your chest up high. And then changing feet for our last go around. So having that control over our hips, being able to balance and be stable on both of our legs is so important, because when you think about when you're on the field, on the court, performing a sport, when you're running, you're going left foot to right foot, left foot to right foot. When you jump, probably going to be taking off from one foot or the other. So we want to be really in control of our hip movements.
Cool, so now we've done our warm-up, we're going to go through and do the power session. So we've got 2 supersets like last time, then we're going to finish off with some core to finish off with. Okay, so the first superset we have got is a goblet squat. This time we're going to do a 2-second pause at the bottom. Then we're going to superset that with a jump squat as well as last week. So John, if you want to demonstrate the first exercise. Cool. So we always start with our feet shoulder width apart, and then we're going to hold down for the bottom. So up, down, hold, and then back up. So that's the pace we want to be going. Good. Hold. And we're doing 8 of these, just like last time. Good. Good, last few here. Good, make sure we're holding at the bottom for 2 seconds. Cool. Once we've done 8, take a second. Then what we're going to do is our jump squats. So same position with our feet underneath our hips, and we're going to jump up as explosively as we can. Good. Cool. And we're doing 5 of those, which I forgot to mention. Make sure with this one, if you need, take enough rest in between before you start your next set. That way, each time we're doing our sets, it's at a high enough intensity, like John was saying beforehand. But for now, John, you're going to get stuck straight into it again. We're doing another 8 of our goblet squats with our 2-second pause. So feet always underneath our hips. Hips go back and then hold for 2 seconds. So down, hold, and then back up. Down, hold, and coming back up. Perfect. Nice. And we will show you in the last set what you can do to make this a little bit trickier if you need. Good, last few sets, last few reps here, sorry. Cool, once you've done your 8, take a second and then get stuck into your jump squats. So feet under your hips and jumping up as high as we can. Nice and quick off the ground. And when we do our jump squats, the first thing we want to be hitting the ground is our mid-foot, the balls of our feet. Cool. Take enough rest in between. What we recommend is like 1 to 2 minutes, depending on how you feel. For the last set, we will show you with a dumbbell for our goblet squats though. So John, if you want to grab hold of this one, holding it underneath the dumbbell, keeping it on your chest, feet under our hips, and the hips go back, and then holding again for 2 seconds. So now that we've added the weight, we still want to keep the pause at the bottom. Good, that's it. Very nice. Good. Last few reps here. Cool. And once you're done with your goblet squats, pop the weight down and then into our last 5 jump squats. Good, hands on our hips, nice and quick off the ground. Nice, John. Finish it off. Perfect. So that is now our first superset done. Now we're going to move on to our second superset. But before we do that, make sure you go and grab a drink and take about a 2 to 3 minute break in between next superset. Cool. Cool. So now for our second superset, we've got a plyo step up and also a power push up. So we're going to start off with our plyo step ups. If John, you want to show us that one. So we're going to go foot flat, driving the knee up, and toe up as well. So we want to get a bit of air. We're doing 4 of these. Nice, and one more. Perfect. Cool. Take a second in between each of your reps and then also in between each leg, swapping. Yeah, foot flat, drive the knee up and toes to the ceiling. That's it, nice job. And last one. Perfect, cool. So we're doing 1 set of 4 on each leg for that one. Now we've got our plyo push-ups and we're going to do 5 of those. Cool. Make sure when we're catching ourselves with a slightly bent elbow. Can also do these on your knees if you need, or you can do them on your toes if you feel like that was way too easy for you. Take a rest in between, grab a drink. Remember 1 to 2 minutes in between sets. But whenever you're ready, we'll get stuck into our next set. Foot flat. And drive the knee up. Also, if your step is a different height, we don't want anything too much higher than this probably, so try and get something even a bit lower or roughly about this height. Awesome. Once you've done your 2 sets on each leg, we'll hop down and do our plyo push-ups. Good, and making sure when we do our push-ups, our back stays nice and flat, bending through the elbow, and then pushing ourselves. Imagine you pushing yourself up to the ceiling, away from the floor. Good, catching yourself with a nice slight bend in the elbow. Also, with the step-ups, if you have any questions about different heights of steps and what equipment you're using, pop it in the comments below. We'll be able to help you there with that. But we'll get stuck straight into our next set. Sorry. Foot flat, driving that knee up. A nice thing to think about with your knee drive, imagine you're smashing some glass. So there's a bit of glass here. Smash the glass, break the wood with your knee. Nice one. Good. 4 each leg. Perfect. Cool. Take a break if you need. Otherwise, we'll get into our last exercise, which is our plyo push-ups. Another option, if the elevated is too tricky for you, you can do them on the wall as well. Perfect. Cool. So that is the end of our workout part of the session. We are going to finish off with just the core at the end now. So we are doing a shoulder tap plank. So we're going to be in a straight arm plank position. And we're just tapping our shoulders side to side. Again, trying not to move our hips. And we're just doing 5 each hand, 10 in total. Making sure we keep our hands facing forwards the whole time. Hips aren't moving. Ooh, have a rest once we've done that 10. And then we'll do 1 more set. Again, the rest will be totally up to you depending on how you're feeling. Good. So setting yourself up first in a good plank position is key. So you want straight arms, locking the legs, and a nice flat back. So tucking our bottom under. And imagine you've got a big bowl of spaghetti on your back and you don't want that spaghetti to fall. Cool, well that is the end of our video for today. We will see you next week. But if you do have any comments, like I said before, make sure you post them down below. We'll get back to you as soon as we can. Otherwise, please make sure you subscribe and like our videos. And also follow us on Instagram and Facebook, as that's where we post notifications about this video series as well. Otherwise, we will see you next week.